Welcome home, glorious Bitcoin truth seekers. Let me make sure that everything is recording here. Yeah, it is. Everything looks good. All right. So I'll just say it again. Welcome home, glorious Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Sunday, February 25th. It's 11:26 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. As always, bitcoindailyview.com. Got more for you there. All right, let's look at the volume right now. Last 24 hours, we've had 3 billion in volume. It's down 56% last 24 hours. So definitely low volume. That creates opportunity for greater volatility for Bitcoin. So beware. Okay, let's look at the Bitcoin here, top left-hand corners as I'm seeing it. As you can see, definitely Bitcoin has been on a run up. It's a daily chart, and you can see it's nice. Oh, there we go. Nice little run up that it's been, cruising along with. Of course, right now we're beginning to see a little bit of sideways action, but it's a daily chart, and we are above the 200 moving average on the daily. It's sideways. It's at a good spot in the fib here. I guess we could even, if we wanted to, take this Fibonacci sequence and run it way. Let's see if I can grab it here. It's probably pretty small for you guys to see. I'm not sure if I can grab it. Can I grab that? Yeah, I can pull it way down here. Oh, that fib sequence fits pretty darn good too. Anyway, we'll look at that on when we look at the Bitcoin chart on the daily all by itself. But I'm kind of waiting for a retrace here. I think actually looking at this, I mean, a retrace down to the 236, which would be around 46,373 would be a legit spot. So watch out for the volatility today because we're very low volume. That makes it easy for those conference calls that the big money is on the weekends with a low volatility. Definitely, I could see a bit of a wick down. There'll be a great limit order catch if you're, a Bitcoiner. All right, so we'll look at that closer later. Here in the top middle, crude, definitely crude oil, which should be much higher right now. I predict probably will go higher right now. It's right in the 200 moving average. It's not too sparky at the very moment. Took a big dump on Friday. This is this Forex, right? This is 20. Yeah, so it's this last day it's showing is Friday. So anyway, we'll see how crude opens on Monday. World only gets crazier. Crude oil or oil miners are something that I'm always kind of looking at. All right, looking at S&P 500, it's the market's closed today, so I know we're not seeing data which is live and accurate right now. But if we look at the S&P 500, let me grab my little parallel tool here. Over the last couple weeks, really, you can see we're being creative with this. Sorry, guys, I can't get this to work. Anyway, sorry, I'll just give up. We'll keep moving. S&P 500 has been on an upwards channel beyond belief recently. So come on now, go back, go away. Sorry, guys. I'm. There we go. Don't want that. I want this. Okay. Anyway, S&P 500 definitely been on the way up for quite a while, above important moving averages on the daily. So rocket ship to Pluto. We'll see if it's going to turn around this week as the market opens. Looking at gold. Gold's been sideways, but above the 200 moving average. That's pretty darn strong. Silver, sideways, up and down, below the 200 moving average. A little weak. We'll see what happens. So gold and silver, not too extraordinary right now, but anyway, they're not to so much make wealth as have wealth. That fiat into metals is wealth of itself. All right, looking at dollar strength index on the daily, the top right-hand corner here, you can see where we were just dumping on the daily for quite a long time. Downwards channel. Now we're on an upwards channel. Broke above the 200 moving average, but of course, right now we've come back down to it. And we're going to see if we're going to end up having a reversal here of that upwards trend, or if we're going to bounce off that 200 moving average on the daily and continue up. We'll see. Right now, gold, silver, DXY kind of meh. Bitcoin nice because it's pumped recently. It's in a good spot, but it's sideways now, which is actually, since it's sideways in a good spot, that's given a lot of alts opportunity to really move. Oil should be up there, but it's just not. There's some crazy voodoo going on in the world. S&P 500 rocket ship to Pluto, but I think I saw it beginning to turn around towards the end of the last week. We saw a red candle there, so let's just see how it rolls. Looking at longs, well, looking at buys and sells here for Bitcoin on the hourly chart, definitely seeing some up and down, volatility here. I can see these little longs and shorts getting wrecked. So beware. I'm seeing big buys, big sells. People are trying to push it around. People are trying hard to ride this low volume and catch some longs and shorts with leverage. So watch out. Definitely the sharks with big money pushing the market around are in the zone right now in Bitcoin. And when you got the big money and your coordinated effort, you can definitely you can play the market. You can create the market. You can create those little pumps and dumps that will get everybody on the call, some money. Looking at longs versus shorts, 49% long, 50% short for Bitcoin on Binance. I think it was a greater short bias over like yesterday, I think. But anyway, we're beginning to get kind of a 50-50 long and short bias. So definitely, I think we're kind of trending. We'll look at the chart and see, but that's interesting, about 50-50. No, there's no real certainty or bias per se of long or short on Binance, people who are long and shorting with leverage. Yeah, and if we look at that, where to go? If we look here, definitely I can see a lot of longs and shorts kind of getting wrecked. Not too many, but I can tell by the volatility in the longs and shorts and the wrecks down here in the buys. Sorry, you guys probably can't see exactly the way I'm seeing this, but just watch out. A lot of people are trying to really catch little gains with leverage, or little gains that become big gains because of leverage. So watch out. There's blood in the water right now. Looking at the top 20 exchanges, they're kind of a mix of green and red. That's for spot trading across the board. We have given it a little bit back over the weekend here as far as volume. They're beginning to perk up, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see a volume-rich Monday. We'll see. Looking at Bitcoin in the top 100, Bitcoin coming in at 51,605. Many alts, not quite as much as yesterday, but definitely seeing some nice green in the market. Arweave, just AR definitely has a nice look and run today. Algorand is looking really nice. So definitely seeing some alts. Theta 4.5. I like seeing that on the way up. Theta is a cool project. We'll see if we can check some of those out before we check out of here. All right, looking at Bitcoin. Now this is a 45-minute chart, but basically, we're sideways. Looking if we zero in here, we're sideways on this 45-minute chart. Let me pull this in here. Come on out. Get this thing out so we can see it. So basically, there you go. Looking at a 45-minute chart, I know we're looking at very, very immediate price action, but really, if I just grab my little parallel channel, we are just pretty much ranging sideways, maybe with the slightest bit of uptrend. Looking at those lows are becoming slightly maybe lower highs. Anyway, so we're sideways. You can see the squeeze indicator, rolling down. You can see the directional index is rolling down. ADX is rolling down. Basically, there's a lot of volatility. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see a little better. Yeah, see, this is like the perfect moment. See, when you get this low volume on the weekends, especially or anytime, you get these opportunities like this. And that's where people pull that big money in or pull it out. One guy's long, one guy's short, whatever. Somebody's selling, somebody's short and whatever. They're playing the market. Like somebody made money right here with leverage, and then somebody made money here with leverage. So just watch out in moments like this. It's just kind of in no man's land, where unless you're on the conference call, you're probably going to get wrecked, unless you're a pretty damn good scalper. But if somebody was scalping, they could be maybe making money today. You could look at it and how's a 15-minute chart look? Yeah, that's actually kind of fun. If you were a hardcore, scalper, you could have you could have seen that 200 moving average break above, could have ridden that thing, and then maybe gotten out. This is really hard to play. Yeah, forget that I said that. But anyway, guys, I won't stare at vague things. We'll keep this rolling here. Let's go to a daily chart here for Bitcoin. Okay, on the daily. We have this beautiful run up. We're above the 200. We're above the 314. As a matter of fact, let me actually correct this so that the green is the 314. We're at 324. 314. There we go. What's nice is the white moving average is the 200. The green is the 314. So 200 is above the 314. That's kind of positive. I like what I'm seeing there. You've got your beautiful uptrend here. You could honestly, if you want it, you could be a little bit creative with an upwards channel, and you could draw it like this, and I would say that would mean to me that we're flirting with the top of this channel, and we'll probably come down. And what I've been sort of doing actually is I have an alert here right around 47,000 even. That's where I think we definitely could see for many reasons. I looked at it in the charts like from a lot of different. Why is my thing? I'm having some lately. Just me and my computer here have not really been getting along. Come on, stop it. All right, there we go. So like I say, I think around 47,000, we definitely could see, kind of a move down to the bottom of this channel and then a bounce back up. That would make sense. So I'm kind of looking around 47,000. I have an alert. I might even have a limit order in for 47,000 right there. I don't think it would be the worst move in the world. So, just a totally simplistic chart here, like for a swing trader is, well, most likely we're going to go to the bottom of this channel and then move up. Bottom of that channel is around 47,000. Also, you've got previous, if I do array here, you've got horizontal array, you have right here, boom, you got previous support. I call it support and resistance, but basically you had a top there. So it wouldn't surprise me if we bounce there. If I was to fire up a Fibonacci sequence here, let's grab all this. Yeah, there we go. I'll put it right here. Now I'll put it right down here. There we go. Sorry, that's the wrong one. I hate this stupid ass indicator. I should just remove it from trading view altogether. I would. Let's see, fib retracement. All right, let's go right here and do it. Boom. All right, so looking at this, let's pull it all in. This is wonderful. This fib sequence fits really, really well. So a move down to if we were to, let's actually fire up the indicators. Let's fire up a MACD. Sorry, I need to save this in the darn template. Yeah, see, look at the daily MACD here. We're rolling over, so hope you guys can see that. I need to, yeah, the red line is the signal, the blue is the MACD, or is the other way around? I forget. Anyway, yeah, red is the signal, blue is the MACD. MACD is crossed under the signal. Histogram's been closing. Now it's on the negative side. It's widening in the wrong direction. So basically, daily MACD is a big deal. A lot of people watch it. There's big money algorithmic traders who just basically sit there and just sell. They make kind of a variance between like the 2-hour MACD and the daily MACD, and they just the daily MACD crosses need like the kind of a 2-hour MACD, a confirmation of sorts, and they just have what is it, auto? I forget, but they just basically they have different ways of doing it, but they just swing in and out on that alone, and they make a good deal of dough throughout the year. Anyway, I would love to get that. I need to create that algorithm. I know how they do it. Anyway, so I'm just kind of watching right here, the 47,000 mark. I have an alert. It would not surprise me if that's going to be a retrace too, because the daily MACD cross is always a bit negative. We're probably going to retrace to there, and that's just my take on it. I think we're going to see, a little bit of a retrace and a continuation. And like I say, if we hop in here, you can see really clearly this beautiful channel that we're in. Channels are always a little bit creative, but I think we're at the top of the channel. I think we're going to retrace a bit, as simple as that, and around 47,000, get a bounce, and then that will be my little that'll be my Lambo alert, and then boom, I'll hop back in, probably right at the top of this, probably continue, and I won't really worry about any hindrance in that continuation until we get to the this previous top, which would have been around 52,998, and that's just a wick. So anyway, and I'm looking at a Bitcoin versus USD on Coinbase on this one. So that's my take on it. Sit back and chill around 47,000, catch that run up, and boom. If I was a betting man right now that I wanted to short with leverage, or short as in just sell. I sold when we started going sideways earlier. I'm waiting for this retrace, and bam, there you go. That's Bitcoin. Looking at the extremely short time frame here, we're in a weak spot. We cannot quite hold that 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart, and we're waning off on our indicators. So I'm seeing that to be a little bit, not so happening. 4-hour chart is still positive as we're above the 200 moving average, but really it almost could show some upwards momentum. But in general, we're just straight up, we're just in my opinion, for what it's worth, this is high octane speculation. So bear with me on that one. But I think this is like a typical pattern for Bitcoin. Up, up, over, and down. Boom. And on the 4-hour chart, where would that down be to? Right there, that 47,000 mark. Where would that be? It'd be right there, right above the 200 moving average, which is sitting at 46,536 right now. So, bam! Telling you, I think it's going to happen. So, it could be a wick. It could be a wick. It really could be. So, some alts that were looking kind of interesting. AR. Look at this on. Oh crap! Where's my mouse? There we go. Let's look at it on KuCoin. Yeah, that's wonderful. AR Weave is the little rocket ship to Pluto. I like what I'm seeing there. So looking at this guy here, it's a beautiful chart, looking strong. I like it. It's finding a little bit of hindrance right where you would expect, where where there was a previous high. It's having a hard time getting over that. This is beautiful. I like these indicators are so strong. This guy definitely could continue. It would not surprise me at all. It's a 45-minute chart. Looking at a 4-hour chart. Yep, it just needs to break it. It's beautiful in the 4-hour. It's rolling over towards the positive. Woo, it could continue. 4-hour chart's looking pretty darn good, but it is hitting that previous resistance. Let's look at a daily chart. Daily chart looking strong, big volume. Oh my gosh, this is nice. I think what we're going to see here on this one, this is a really nice looking chart. Parallel channel. Let's just ride this thing up like this. I'm going to go like that. It's kind of hard because it's more like this, really. Then we go here, kind of went up, broke the channel, came up. You know what it's probably going to do? I hate to be like non-committal, but what I would do with this guy here is I'm going to let this guy at your own risk. I'm just throwing out something that looks pretty good. This is an individual's choice if they want to play this. I see it turning up. It looks really good. It very, very well may continue, but it is having trouble getting past this previous high. So if I was going to get into AR, I'd wait for it to come down, bounce at the top of this channel, and then I would be hip. I don't think it's quite. That's all I'm saying. I just, and in a way, that could be really a rather interesting cup and handle play. You know what I mean? That definitely could happen. So I'd watch this guy. I'm not quite ready to like make a move on our weave. It's a little too. It's pushed a little bit too hard on a low volume weekend for me right now. I am just going to. Sorry. Oh, I know what it is. Sorry. That mouse is jacked up. I was switching mice here. Okay, there we go. That's much better. So yeah, just I'm gonna let this one be. It's gonna have to get a little bit of energons here to break that previous high, but it looks like it can do it. Really great indicators. If I was, wanted to take that risk, this is almost one that I would just hop in and just see what happens. But really, you'd have to put a stop loss way down here at your 200 moving average, which would be around like, what is it, like around like 13.952 or something like that. So I think it's going to retrace some. I keep my eye on this one, but AR versus USDT, it's a sweet trade. That's pretty damn nice. I keep my eye on that one. Who else was pretty rocking today? You know what? Theta look nice. Let's look at Theta real quick. I've always liked that program. That project. It's just kind of cool. Theta. Look at that on KuCoin. Once again, interesting trend today. So this is a daily chart for Theta because it's what happened to pull up there. MACD looks good. It's moving. It's finding trouble getting past that previous high. The same thing that AR is doing. See on the 45-minute chart, you can see it. It is, but it's coming around. But is it going to break that previous high? It's finding a little bit of struggle. So what? I'm going to watch Theta and AR, and I'll put that over there. I'm gonna watch these two. AR looks pretty sweet. Theta looks pretty sweet, but I'm gonna wait for a little bit more of a confirmation of continuation. I think they might tend to sort of fail that getting past that previous high, but let's see what happens. Now for some news, I always put this at the end in case you totally don't give a crap. Then you can just drop off, and I'll see you guys next video. But some real quick, we're gonna blast just through some world news and such. First, a little bit of crypto news. Binance will delist, and multi-bay, XMR, etc. What really got me about this one was just Binance will delist XMR. That's Monero. Wild, man, wild. That's kind of a shame. That's a privacy coin. And like I say, I've always kind of felt that like a lot of before Bitcoin hits volatility, I have noticed that I think you see a lot of like Bitcoin money go into XMR during that volatility or whatever. Then it comes back out. I don't know. XMR is an interesting coin. It's a privacy coin. It's an old privacy coin. It's mineable. But Binance delisting it. Woo! The man is coming down on crypto. The real reason for the outages across the U.S. as far as the stuff like that. I thought I'll just share this. I'm going to put it in the live chat. This guy over here, JWTV, he's a wonderful character. He's great. This is crazy stuff. I'm just sharing my craziness with you on this one. He just gets into like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, don't believe that it was some kind of a cyber attack. He's like, it's something else. He's like, he gets into some really amazing speculation in this cool looking van. And it's just fun. So, and he's got great hair. So if you would like to listen to some crazy stuff, this is the kind of crazy stuff I like listening to, and maybe you'd enjoy it. Now, this is amazing. Okay. NATO official reveals the lies of, I won't read all that because it's not good for YouTube, but you can see this. And this is like a dude who would know. This is translated. You'll hear it translated. A translator translating this. He's speaking in natively in German. If you're interested, this is just if you're a person who looks behind the surface of things, which I could never suggest more so. This is just good stuff, powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. This is my one of my great teachers in life, Neville Goddard. This is a record he put out, a record. There's the text, and then of course you can hear the audio for each one. There's each side that there's a little button you can push there, and you can listen to it. I'm not sure if you'll actually hear it if it plays here on StreamYard. I'm not really sure, but he's a great character. Maybe you hear that, maybe you don't, but definitely, go and give it a listen if you so desire. It's great stuff for people who believe that you can create your own reality. This is just a little bit of news from Craig on the on health. This is a wonderful YouTube I came across. Regrow your hip joint. Anyway, basically, you know what? We can take care of our bodies if we do some certain things to be a lot healthier, all of which that makes sense. And this guy had an amazing self-healing, he believes. I will say it's alleged because maybe it just happened miraculously, but he gets into why. You can take care of your joints much better in your body and your health and all that kind of stuff by eating like basically a neo-aboriginal. Google's AI says calling communism evil is harmful and misleading. And what I have to say to Google is, no, it's not. You godless commies. Okay. A blue state exodus who can afford to be liberal. This is a silly article. I kind of wish they didn't call it this at all because it has nothing to do with that at all, actually. They just talk numbers and they kind of get into the bad title, but it gets into like, the migrations of people, which are happening. We are seeing like, is the blue state exodus from California, New York, and Illinois making red states like Florida, Texas, and South Carolina more liberal? Studies suggest the answer is no. But then really it doesn't even get into that. What it's really about is this. It just gets into some things that might be interesting to people, like what metro areas are attracting the most new renters. And you can see basically like Florida, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Massachusetts. Actually, not really Massachusetts, actually Tennessee. So Florida, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, all are getting more people moving to them. And California, New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Massachusetts, or just people are leaving in droves. It's not so much. I just won't limit it to. I'm going to sidestep all the left-right issues here. There's so many reasons for all of this, but people are moving in this country. And then on top, inbound metro areas. These metro areas attract the most out-of-market search interest. North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, California. I'm not sure if I really understand that chart. Transition into serious delinquency, 90 days plus for credit card by age. So basically, if you look, it doesn't, all age groups, this is what I found interesting, all age groups are going into delinquency as far as credit card debt, which is not that beautiful of a thing. Credit card debt surged to a record high in the fourth quarter of, I guess, 2023. Even more trouble is the steep climb in 90-day or longer delinquencies. That's friggin', and look at that. That's kind of crazy. And of course, you did have the Great Recession. When would that have been? 03, 07. Okay, that's yearly. Okay, so this is back in 07, 08. Then we kind of got sanity. Then boom, look at that. So we're definitely seeing, a bit of a mix in things. Transition into serious. So this is credit card by transition into serious delinquency, 90 days plus for credit cards by age, all age groups, which I think is something to note. We tend to have this accusation that Americans live beyond their means. Some do, right? I mean, I live in Scottsdale. I mean, believe me, a lot of people do here. But most people are just decent people who want to live. And the last thing they're really thinking about is living beyond their means. They're just worried about living. So as you can see across the board, America's getting hammered right now. Transition into serious delinquency for auto loans by age. Look at that across the board. This is nuts, man. This is nuts. So that's not good. General homeownership rates, they're kind of sideways. I won't look at all this because it gets kind of boring. Okay, but anyway, basically the article just states that people are moving and people can't afford crap. And sorry about the coughing chihuahua in the back. She's actually totally fine. She has you're a good girl. Older chihuahuas get a weak trachea and they can, she has little coughing fits, but trust me, she's not dying. Are you ready for neo collectivism? This article is kind of interesting. 2/3 of young people would scrump. That'll do. So 2/3 of young people would like to live under an explicitly socialist economic system. Interesting little article. I liked it. I'll share it. I'll put it in there. Here we go. It kind of got lost a little bit, and I will actually share the other one too. This is just one about the. It's all in the live chat there. But basically, the article gets a little bit lost. What I found the most charming was just this beautiful these graphics the person came up with. Like there's your loft in a city with nice fluorescent lighting, got Che Guevara there. Supposedly everything is beautiful. Got your hammers and sickles, your bean bags, you little hipsters. Scrump. Stop it. Anyway, it's this just ideal of, everything is great if everything is, if we all live under, central bank digital currencies and all this kind of stuff. And then this one here, I love this, the theoretical depiction of post kinship collective living, the proletariat dream. I mean, there you go. And I just thought it funny because I work with some Zoomers, and they really believe this stuff. Well, the only thing is, all of their it's a fun article. It kind of got off course to me. I couldn't quite really follow it. Like the report promises that these practical strategies will guide your brand through the shift from individualism to collectivism. So my thing is, it's just really, if you have young kids or if you work with Zoomers, that they're so beautiful. But here's the thing. Here's what you're really going to get. All of this, you think like, oh man, we're going to get this. We're going to get, Che Guevara, these big Velvet Elvis painting styles, Velvet Elvis style paintings of Che with everything's great. Got our bean bags. We're in our loft. We just everything's wonderful. We eat, this. Oh, look at this great. Oh, the proletariat is now happy finally because we're all just collectivists. We just work on our, what value they bring to the world, I have no idea, but it's just beautiful. Everything's great. We finally got rid of individualism and, oh my gosh, and all this stuff. It's just, the life is wonderful. But what the reality really is, here's their reality. All this like WEF globalist nonsense. They're all praying for the reset and like the central bank digital currencies to finally come and save us. But you know what? Here's your future. Okay. Now to get ahead, to not have this be your personal future, to not live where you have to put up with this kind of crap, which is here now. You need to be whether you're however you might do it. Like right now, see, we're seeing AR. I think we're going to see it roll over. I think we're going to see Theta roll over a little bit. I think Bitcoin's going to get a little, let me fire that up again here. I think Bitcoin here, let's look at BT. I think Bitcoin's going to get a little weak. Like I said, I think we're going to see, especially if we stay kind of, I'll look at it. Let's look at it on Binance. You really get nice. It's probably the best place to chart things. Yeah, as you can see, we're going sideways there. Yeah, we're just going sideways. This 45-minute chart kind of shows it here on Bitcoin. And you could almost, just looking at the lower lows here, you could almost kind of see a slight trend towards the lower lows. And of course, we have very, very low volume right now. So what would I expect? I'm expecting my little dump to happen. We're slowing down here in the 45 minutes. Let me actually go to BTC USD here on Coinbase. Yeah, a little bit more radical there. Anyway, let me see. Do I have that here? Let me go to the 4-hour. I think my alert, I forget what exchange I had it set on. Yeah, I do right here. I guess it doesn't matter what exchange I'm on. But like I say, it's a 4-hour chart. We'll look at this one more time real quick before we check out of here. 4-hour chart. Let's grab that fib sequence. Once again, go to the bottom here. Go to the top. Roll it out here. And boom, look at that. You've got your, you got a lot going on here. You got your, I think we're looking at it a different frame. I think we're looking at the daily a second ago. But yeah, if we do dump a bit, even if it's a wick, 47,000 is a nice spot to look because it's right above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. It's right above the 0.5 fib level, so definitely around 47,000. If we start getting down there, is where I'm going to start looking around for reversals there. If I was to look at like a daily chart, yeah, we're kind of rolling over on the daily. We already saw that the daily MACD is rolling over. Let me actually pull in some more time here on this fib sequence. Let's go down to here. Yep, and here on this fib sequence here, pulling in some more with the daily. You can see the 236 is right around 46,456. So that's what I'm kind of watching. That's also where we have a real position of previous support and resistance. And if I was to do like this for fun, let's see where we are. Let's remove those indicators. Let's go to a 3-day. Weekly I'll do, actually. And let's just go down to a fig sequence. Let's a fig sequence. I'll go way back here to 2018. But looking at the big picture here, actually, you know what? Let me not do that. Let me go to a 3-day. We pull all that in. I'm going to go to that dip that we had back in March of 2020. Go to that high that we had back then. We're at like the 60-some thousands. And if we look at the subsequence here, we really are in a very, this just sticks so well. And I'll even like copy a link to that, put it in the live chat if anybody's interested. It's a good chart. And I think that, we have spent some time working on and getting above the .382, and now we're challenging that .36, where it's the natural spot where we would see some resistance. You can see the 200 moving average is moving up, 314 is moving up. This is a 3-day chart. What if I was to, indicators, directional index is starting to move up, ADX is moving up, directional index is kind of a little bit neutral there. What if I was to fire up another indicator, a MACD here on the 3-day? like that. Let's also fire up the strategy too and see what it does. Pull this down. How's that MACD looking? MACD's tangent's beginning to weaken a little bit. So it looks like we're seeing a little bit of a retrace action. Looking at the MACD strategy. It was, let's see if I can see that. Yeah. Anyway, just forget the MACD strategy. Sell, buy. It lags. It's a little bit too slow. You kind of got to use your intuition here. But anyway, guys, I think we're at a natural spot. I'm feeling a little bit of a retrace. I'm feeling around 47,000 is where I'm going to look to probably hop back in unless things change. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm shorting right now, but I'm not. The bit of hodl that I do, my Bitcoin, I have like my long-term hodl, then I have my swing trade hodl, and basically my swing trade, not with leverage. I just sold zero. I'm doing zero leverage. I just sold some, so I'm expecting a run down to maybe 47,000. We'll see what happens. If I'm wrong, well, I screwed myself a little bit, but I think we're going to see a little bit of a retrace, and when we do, I'll hop back in with my swing trade money, I should say, my Bitcoin swing trade pot, which usually gets bigger, not smaller. So we'll see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm not. Anyway, Bitcoin truth seekers, this is not our future, but it's some people's future, especially if you believe in all this happy crap. And like Keanu Reeves said, Quinoa, how do we say his name? Quinoa. It's not Quinoa. Kano, whatever. It's been long. It's been a long morning. I always feel like I'm not from this generation. I just live in it because the way my mindset differs from the majority, you think I come from a different dimension. That's why I keep things to myself, because a lot of people won't understand me. Keanu Reeves said that. And when we live in this world of extreme delusion out there, it's fair enough to I get that feeling. But you know what? If you're a Bitcoin truth seeker, you are grounded in truth that only the soul can know and have certainty of on this planet. So keep stacking. Whatever you stack, keep stacking those sats or shorten those sats or whatever. And I'll see you as soon as I can again.